Hello, everyone. On today's IRS tax refund update, the IRS has released the first round of direct deposit refunds for those early filers, so we'll take a look at that. And for those of you still waiting on your tax refunds from last year, the IRS has released an update on the remaining tax return backlog, and there's some concerning information in that update, so we'll recap that as well. We'll also take a look at some of the key causes for refund delays this year, and what to do if you've not received that tax form needed to file your tax returns. Starting off with those tax refunds, as taxpayers who are part of the February 1st batch of refunds, as confirmed by the IRS Refund Status results and tax transcripts seen here, have confirmed they've in fact received those direct deposits into their bank accounts as scheduled. Now, the reports are coming in from taxpayers who have accounts with Wells Fargo, Chase, Chime, Credit Karma, and Cash App. For those who are part of the February 1st direct deposit refund batch and who have not received that direct deposit as of this recording, you'll want to allow additional time for that tax refund to post to your account. Once the IRS sends it out, it is then the responsibility of your bank for it to post. Most will receive that direct deposit the day of, while it may take an additional day or two for others to see it, but do allow up until February 6th to receive that in your account. For those of you still waiting on last year's tax refunds, we finally did receive an update from the IRS on the remaining backlog, and unfortunately, the news was not what we were expecting, as the IRS has actually increased the total number of unprocessed tax returns from last year. We saw increases to both e-file returns and those requiring special processing, as well as paper returns, as the total actually remaining rose from 1.9 million to just over 2 million, so an increase of over 100,000 since the last update. Among those still remaining include 1.6 million e-file returns and those requiring special processing, while paper returns saw an increase of over 25,000 from the previous update to now 440,000 returns. While the IRS continues to process those alongside tax returns submitted this year, this recent development is making it more difficult to exactly forecast the timetable for completion of the remaining tax returns filed last year for tax year 2021. For those of you still waiting on your amended tax returns to be processed, that backlog actually saw a small decrease from the last update, from 454,000 remaining to now 439,000. But do note these are being processed at a much slower rate, and at this pace, it is likely all the remaining amended tax returns filed in 2022 will not be completed until summer unless the IRS increases processing of these returns. A lot of comments coming in from those impacted by the PATH Act, which prevents the IRS from processing tax returns claiming either the Earned Income Tax Credit or Child Tax Credits until mid-February. Again, for first-time filers claiming these credits, this is due to a 2015 law passed to allow the IRS to stop fraudulent returns from being filed. Also, as we've already seen, some claiming the Earned Income Tax Credit have already had their tax returns set aside for further examination once processing is allowed to begin, which will lead to further delays. January 31st marked the deadline for those employers and companies to send out those W-2s and 1099s to the appropriate taxpayers. So if you've not received those as of this recording, you should be over the next several days if receiving by mail. However, unfortunately, a problem that is encountered every year and was reported in multiple instances last year by several of our viewers comes from those who never received their tax forms needed to file their income taxes. It is advised you wait several weeks to receive it. However, if you've not by late February, either contact the IRS, which can be extremely difficult as we saw last year, or visit a local taxpayer advocate office, which may be somewhat easier. Now, there is assistance for those who have difficulty obtaining that needed form. Now, whether you're calling or visiting a local IRS office, you will need to present key items such as your social security number, employer's information, and also the last pay stub you received in 2022, which is going to be key as well. For those still waiting on last year's refunds or who may encounter delays this year due to a variety of reasons and who have not or in fact will experience issues reaching the IRS directly, it is recommended you contact the local taxpayer advocate office for assistance. The TAS was able to assist hundreds of our viewers over the course of 2022 in resolving the issues they had holding up their tax refunds, including finding out the exact reason for their delays and how to address them. Now, to our viewers specifically who are still waiting on last year's tax refunds, we will continue to provide coverage on your ongoing wait. The IRS, as we've said before, has been slow in providing updates on the remaining tax return backlog. But again, we have not forgotten about any of our viewers who are still waiting on either their individual tax returns or amended returns that were filed last year, and we will continue to provide coverage on the subject. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax refund or tax filing issue. In the meantime, we'll keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.